You know that phrase, justice for all. It's supposed to be a bedrock promise. But what happens when, for millions of Americans, that promise is behind a locked door, and the key is just too expensive? Today, we're going to unpack this huge gap between needing legal help and actually being able to get it.
So let's just start with a number that probably has you nodding along right now. A study on what American families need from the legal system found that a whopping 93% of people think lawyers just cost too much. And look, this isn't some small complaint. It's a massive perception that pretty much dictates whether we even think about calling a lawyer in the first place.
So just how many people are we talking about here? Get this, 57 million. That's how many full-time working Americans had a major legal issue pop up in the last year. I mean, that's more people than the entire population of California. And we're not talking about weird, obscure cases. This is everyday stuff. Car accidents, divorces, planning for your family's future. It's a huge part of American life.
Now, this giant disconnect, it actually has a name, and it's one the legal world is finally starting to take seriously. It's called the justice gap. It's this massive chasm between the legal problems people have and the system's ability to help them. And you gotta understand, this isn't just a problem for the poor. It's become a middle-class crisis, too.
What's really striking about this is where it comes from. This isn't some blogger or critic yelling from the sidelines. This is the dedication page from a huge report by the American Bar Association itself. I mean, it's a jaw-dropping admission right from the heart of the legal profession, saying, hey, our system isn't working for the poor, and it's failing the middle class.
And let's be super clear here. We're not talking about people trying to file silly lawsuits. The ABA defines these problems as being about basic human needs. This is about keeping the roof over your head. It's about protecting your kids. It's about your family's safety. These are life-changing moments where not having a lawyer can be absolutely devastating.
So how in the world did we get here, right? Why is a system that's supposed to be about justice so completely out of reach for so many people? Let's peel back the layers and really look at what's going on.
Okay, so that big ABA report points to a few deep-seated issues. First, there's the old billable hour. You're basically paying for the clock to tick, not necessarily for a good outcome. Then you've got a profession that's been kind of slow to adopt new technology, so it's often stuck in the past. Legal aid programs for the most vulnerable are chronically underfunded, and frankly, the whole system is just a complicated maze if you're trying to go it alone. And to put a real number on it, the average hourly rate for a lawyer is $284. For a lot of families, that's a whole week's worth of groceries. Easy. And when you find out that almost a quarter of people are paying over $400 an hour, well, it's no surprise that hiring a lawyer feels like a total luxury. So yeah, why do people just not call a lawyer? This chart really tells the story. Of course, cost is the huge one, the elephant in the room. But it's not just the money. A crazy 72% of people think lawyers will just try to take advantage of them. A lot of people don't even know how to find a lawyer. And for those who do, getting them to call back can feel like shouting into the void.
And here's the bottom line from all of this. 4 out of every 10 people who have a serious legal issue, a car crash, a dispute with a landlord, a contract problem, they just handle it themselves. They're just rolling the dice and hoping for the best, because the alternative just seems impossible.
But what if there was a better way to do all this? When you have a problem this huge, it's no surprise there's a growing movement to completely rethink how legal services are delivered. So what could a more accessible, more affordable future actually look like?
You know, even the ABA is getting on board. Their big report calls for innovative approaches and new models. And one of the most interesting ones out there is the prepaid legal service plan. It's an idea that's been around for a bit, but now it's really starting to pick up steam.
Let's just break down the difference here. The old way is reactive. A problem hits, you scramble to find a lawyer, and you just brace yourself for some massive, totally unpredictable bill. The new way is proactive. You pay a small, flat monthly fee, and you have a lawyer basically on call for whenever life happens. It's a huge shift from crisis management to just peace of mind.
So how does this actually work in practice? Let's walk through it. It's probably a lot simpler than you think.
Honestly, the idea is to make getting legal help as easy as ordering food delivery. You just open an app, you get connected with your law firm, and you get help. Maybe it's a quick question about an apartment lease, or maybe it's something more serious. There are no gatekeepers, no playing phone tag. It's just fast, simple access to a lawyer. And here's the real game changer. Instead of that scary, unpredictable hourly bill, you're looking at a small monthly subscription. I mean, for less than what most of us pay for streaming services, you can have a team of lawyers ready to go. So what do you actually get for that? Well, a lot. Everything from unlimited phone calls to ask questions, to getting contracts reviewed, to even getting your will prepared. It's about having the tools you need to handle whatever legal curveballs life throws at you, all for one predictable fee. It turns legal help into a utility, not a luxury.
So you see, this is so much bigger than just a new business model. It's really about a whole new vision for what justice could be. It forces us to ask, in the 21st century, what does it really mean to provide justice for all?
I think this quote from a former ABA president just says it all. The leadership of the legal profession knows the old way isn't cutting it anymore. The message couldn't be clearer. Delivering justice is a duty, and it's time to get creative to make sure that duty is met for every single person. Now look, are prepaid legal plans a magic bullet that solves everything? Of course not. But they are a huge, powerful step in the right direction. By directly tackling the biggest hurdles, cost, access, and trust, they're starting to build a bridge across that justice gap for millions of people.
So as technology and these new ideas keep shaking up the old ways of doing things, the real question isn't if the justice system will change, but how. Are we going to embrace these new ideas and build a future that's more fair for everyone? Or are we going to let that justice gap just get wider and wider? The choice really is ours to make.